Hey guys, welcome back to the Pineapple Podcast.
Welcome back. Hey, we should pause it and do like a sound check since we're using a different laptop.
I thought we already did.
Did we? You heard voices?
I didn't hear voices, but I didn't want our ears to be blown out again, so...
Okay. If this never comes out, we'll just blame you.
Okay.
Watch me purposefully not upload it now. We're back. It's been a couple weeks.
That cringy hash brown sound. It's never going away. Alright, what are we talking about this week? Got any world-breaking news?
The first one was Truett Mac from last week. That'd be Toy Mac's son.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, hello?
Like, who's Truett Mac? And then he's had the last name Mac, so yes.
Well, it's like McKeon or whatever, but yeah. Only 21 years old. How sad.
Where did he die from?
I don't even really remember. It wasn't like drugs or anything like that.
Just know he died. That's all I know.
Yeah, like in his sleep.
Is he the person that did like the Mac Daddy song?
I guess.
You guess?
I don't know. He was real little when that came out.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just wondering.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Same.
It could have been.
Probably has more than one kid, so it could be anything.
I don't know. But this one was a professional artist. He was 21. And he had actually done a concert that night before.
Dang.
Yeah. They Toby Mac released on social media the text messages exchanged between the two of them the night before. And it was like really cool. Because Toby was just telling Truett like really good job and I was proud of him and stuff, because at the concert then instead of just like leaving afterwards, he performed his stuff and there was someone else who I guess probably isn't very known was on after him, and he stayed like on the front row to like support him and like watch him and stuff. And he was just going on this dad rant, telling him like how proud he was and he loved him, all this stuff.
Dad rant?
Yeah, this dad rant. It was a good rant.
Dad rant? It shouldn't be called a rant, because most rants are considered negative.
You're considered negative.
So?
And so then, he was responding back to his dad, telling him how he's always supportive and he loves him and like all this like mushy stuff. So that was kind of like the last exchange they had. So that part's kind of neat, but other than that, it's pretty sad.
Yeah, basically.
Do you think we'll get some songs inspired by this?
I want a Lecrae Toby Mac song. Not Lecrae. Why did I say Lecrae? I want NF.
No. What? Okay.
That would be
Time out.
hilarious. But not hilarious.
You know there is one, right?
Yeah, I want another
Okay. Last night I was talking with Harold, and who was on the beginning of the year or so. Anyways, I was talking to Harold, and one of an artist from the Reach Records squad, 1K Few, dropped an album. I think it was on Halloween. Yeah, it was on Halloween. I didn't know it was coming, but he dropped an album, and I was telling Harold that Jamie Grace is featured in one of them.
Wait, what?
Yeah, and so we were kind of laughing at that, and then he's like, just like changes the subject, and he's like, yeah. Also, remember the time when like NF was in that Toby Mac song? I feel like NF probably didn't want to do that. He just kind of had to, because at the time all he was known for was being featured in that one song by Flame. So literally last night he was saying how NF probably didn't want to be in that song with Toby Mac, and now you're like, I want another NF Toby Mac song.
Well, just because like when I think of NF, that's what I think of, like tragedy, almost. So I feel like that would be a good song.
Interesting. That's
Not
funny.
that I want tragedy. It's just it would be a good song.
Okay. I got you.
Anyway,
So,
moving on.
in New Jersey, the Nickelodeon Indoor Theme Park is 8.5 acres of indoor theme park. It is North America's largest indoor theme park. And it opened on the 25th of October with 35 plus rides, roller coasters, and attractions.
Okay, this is what I think of. Just a bunch of indoor roller coasters where all they do is shoot slime at you.
Ew. Basically.
That Nickelodeon is just known for that green slime.
You're not wrong.
So just like every single
basic-
ride, you get doused in green slime.
Just like the regular ticket, nothing fancy, but like pretty much access to everything is just $40 a person.
I mean,
So
that's not that bad.
nah, especially if you're a diehard Nickelodeon fan, gotta get that SpongeBob.
SpongeBob, right?
Is Ninja Turtles Nickelodeon?
It's a good question.
I think they might be.
They probably are.
So if you got Ninja Turtles, that's something else too. That'd be cool. But
I don't know. I'm not a big theme park person, so.
what are we talking about next? What does it say?
Beto out?
Beto lost.
It doesn't say lost. It says out.
Yeah, so he dropped out of the presidential race.
I didn't even know he was at the presidential race.
Yes.
I don't do politics. The closest
So,
thing I have to
dude,
politics
he
is
did it
watching
in
that
your
TV show.
hometown.
My hometown?
Yeah.
El Paso?
Yeah. He announced it in El Paso a few days ago.
Oh.
Or like yesterday, actually.
Well, good. Good riddance.
So, basically, Beto lost. He lost before he officially started.
I think we're predicting the future.
Every week.
Every week we are.
Alright, what are we doing for Bible?
Talking about these people that I don't know too much about and how they're Christians now. So, Kanye. So we were talking about Kanye West. I don't know anyone else named Kanye. Bieber. I'm assuming this is Justin Bieber, that dude that everyone wanted him to go to prison for so long. Odin. I think that's a football player. Maybe. Basketball?
Yes.
Okay. I knew he was an athlete. At
Yeah.
least I knew that. I was sure going to throw something at me because I got it wrong. And Devato. It's not DeVito, so I don't know who this is.
No, it is. I just misspelled it. That person right there.
Oh,
The girl.
Lovato.
The girl.
Wait, so it's not Danny DeVito.
No. It's Demi. I was telling you about her the other day.
Is that like DeVito's cousin or something?
I don't know if they're cousins. She's the one that like does all the Disney stuff.
I don't watch Disney stuff.
Not recently, like back in the golden age of Disney, like the late 2000s.
I never watched like Zack and Cody or iCarly or any of those shows.
You never watched Zack and Cody?
No, I didn't.
Well,
I watched the cartoons. I didn't like those.
I'm pretty
some
sure
of
she was
those
like
Disney shows.
her family was Jewish, I'm pretty sure. So this is like a cool deal.
Wait, so is she Jewish or is
Her
she just-
family was, but she like got baptized. She's
Oh,
not.
Nice.
So, anyways, yeah, I was eating a hash brown, so now it relieves Zach from these people that he doesn't know.
Okay, so Kanye West, he's a rapper.
Yes. I mean, that's just the easiest way to say it.
Okay. And
But-
Bieber, he
well,
doesn't do
hold on,
music
let's-
anymore, right?
I think he still does. But here, do you want to? We'll just go through them one by one real quick, and then we'll tie it all together. How about that?
Okay.
All right. So Kanye, like you said, a rapper, and I googled a timeline last Friday of like I literally googled controversial or like the controversial timeline of Kanye West, and so it like highlighted all of his like weird stuff, you know, him and his weird calling out of Taylor Swift and all that weird stuff that's
Why would you
happened.
call out Taylor Swift?
It's hard to explain. Basically, back in the day, then he would like say lyrics about her in her songs that weren't very nice.
Wait, Kanye had lyrics about Taylor Swift?
Yes.
What?
It's a whole just rapper thing,
They're just like calling out other artists,
but it was different,
saying bad words.
basically, and like calling her stuff, and saying they did stuff and stuff.
But that was obviously fake, I'm assuming.
I have no idea.
Okay, well, I don't know.
Anyways, it was just a bunch of like drama and stuff. Anyways, that's not even a thing.
Online
He
media.
he did a lot of. I mean, everyone knows he's done a lot of stuff, and hasn't always been the best role model. Interestingly enough, though, he always has been fascinated with like politics and stuff. That was one thing I did think was funny about him, was he's like a big Trump supporter, which most rappers, like stereotypically most like secular rappers hate Trump, or just Republicans in general. So I always thought that was interesting that he like met up with Trump and liked Trump. I always thought that was funny.
That is kind of.
Anyways, and he still says he's going to run for president in 2024. So beware, Kardashian as the first lady, right after Donald Trump. We go from Trump to Kanye.
Wait, no, that's just weird.
Trump to Kanye to The Rock.
The Rock? No.
Nah, but So, anyways, that's a tad bit of Kanye. Crazy dude. And then Bieber. I mean, Bieber is pretty explanatory. This is the one you probably know the most of.
I still hardly know anything about Bieber.
I was
he was
in-
popular like a long time.
I was in like 4th grade when he broke out.
Yeah.
He was like 14. So, a 14-year-old guy with a high voice
Yeah, basically.
singing about baby.
That's the only song I know of him.
That's not even true at all.
So now, what happened to Bieber?
Well, we're still going through the list.
Oh, you're just telling about them?
Yeah. But he was like really bad to his fans too. He would just like spit on them and do all this random stuff.
Really?
Yeah, there's like there's just like Google it and there's all these videos of him just doing like dumb stuff, like throwing stuff at him off of like balconies, like just random people walking down like a bottom floor, just, like throwing stuff off tall buildings, and there's all this random weird stuff.
Dang.
And then Odin.
I always see him in the newsfeed.
Yeah,
Just random crap he did.
yeah,
It
and
was-
then
Sorry. Just
Oh,
real
no.
quick. It was a thing. It's like, anytime you can attach something to a Florida man, it was just Bieber. That was the thing at the time. Just Bieber does this.
that's funny.
Like nowadays, it's just Florida man.
That's funny. But and then Lamar Odom, who was in the early 2010s, was a superstar for the Lakers. He helped Kobe win. He was on that team where Kobe, 2011, 2010, 2012, or whatever, when they won the championships. So basically, he was like on the rise to have a great basketball career, and then just like fell off, and that was because of drugs. Then he OD'd in 2015, and almost died. He was married to Khloe Kardashian.
Wait, I thought every time you attach the word OD, you have to have died.
Well, in the article I read last night, it said that he OD'd.
Well, he almost OD'd.
Well, it said he did OD.
Unless
He
you
was in a
die
coma.
and you have
Does
to
that
be
count?
resuscitated.
I think he was.
Okay, then maybe he actually died and someone brought him back.
Jesus. That's what he
Yes.
says.
Okay.
Anyways, so, he had was cheating on Khloe Kardashian and stuff, and they were getting divorced. But then,
Wait, this is another Kardashian?
yeah. So dude, there's a trend here.
The Kardashians are bringing people to Jesus.
Title of the podcast.
No, that's absolutely not what's happening. Probably. Actually, I don't know.
Okay. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So he was at like this club at like 2 a.m. or whatever, and he OD'd on. He had like alcohol and like cocaine and like a lot of stuff in his system, and he was found unconscious. And he was in a coma. While in the coma, in the cocaine coma, he had either 12 or 13 strokes and 6 heart attacks.
Holy crap. That's
Yeah.
insane.
And then we got Demi Lovato, who, as I had said earlier, grew up Jewish. And, I mean, if we're being honest, most of these people that make it big on the Disney, at least the girls at least, that make it on, like, the Disney, that are in the Disney shows and stuff, end up having a interesting career afterwards and just basically aren't good people, to say it shortly. But, so, those 4 people in 2019, and we got good results now, right? Aren't we always praying that like the Lord works through people?
Yes.
All right, so what do you know about Kanye now?
He's a Christian.
Is that it?
That's basically it. That's all
That's
I know.
basically it.
That's all I know.
Basically, he found Jesus, which we all knew he had been wrestling with it for several years.
I didn't.
Okay, if you know anything, then you knew he had been wrestling with the concept for several years. You could see in his music, every once in a while he would release this random song talking about Jesus and battling and stuff. So you could see that maybe there was something there, but then now it's actually here, and you can see that he's completely ditched his lifestyle, his old lifestyle. He talks about all of his addictions, and it's every kind of addiction you could imagine. And he's been transparent about it, talking about it, and just saying how much he regrets it. And he's just kind of doing a lot of good speaking around and trying to influence people in a positive way now with Christ as the center of it, because he knows he's nothing without Christ now. So it's been cool to see just how transparent he has been, and obviously you need to be patient with him as a new Christian.
Yeah.
But what's your response to Kanye? What do you kind of think about that?
Obviously, it's amazing that he's put Christ first in his life, but big respect to being openly transparent about how many times you've screwed up.
Yeah.
Because that is the one thing that Christians struggle with the most, is being transparent with their sins.
Yeah, I mean, he's done interviews and written articles. I read some of them last Friday, like describing in detail what he's messed up with and how it was hard and how he's working to, be clean of these things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
Big props to that, because most people would never even think about saying those things in public.
And he's not performing any of his old music or anything anymore. So.
Is he taking it off of things,
I don't know.
Or is he just like,
I don't know.
Not performing it?
I don't know.
Either way, it's
I know he's at least not performing it. I don't know if he's taking it off or anything. I don't know if he's like severing that kind of ties or what. But so yeah, that's cool.
He probably won't, just because of like, people will take like the CDs they have and like mark them up and be like, hey, like this was the old Kanye, you can't get this anymore.
That's funny.
He probably thought about that. Like, he doesn't want that to happen.
I don't know. And then next up is Bieber. What do you know about Bieber?
He's also a Christian now.
He is. He actually, I saw an article that he's a worship leader.
He's a worship leader
Yeah.
in church?
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually kind of
He's been a
funny.
Christian for a little bit longer. Like, I think at least most of this year, if not part of last year too, at least.
I think Kanye, like, saying that he's a Christian has highlighted other people more recently that have just said...
I mean, the Biebers did come out before.
Yeah.
It just...
But whenever I hear about it, they're always, like, talked about together.
So, yeah, Bieber obviously credits everything to Jesus and stuff. But he also said that his wife helped him out a lot. She's been real patient. I guess she's, like, this normal, just cool person.
It's not a Kardashian, right?
This one is not a Kardashian.
Okay.
I don't think. And he actually said, and he's been pretty transparent too, just saying he grew up, with the bad behavior because when, he was a teenager with access to anything he wanted, whenever he wanted, because of his fame and popularity and money. He was never told no for anything.
Yeah.
And that just grew bad habits and bad behavior. But, I mean, he's matured now, like you would expect. He's in his mid-20s at least, late 20s almost, I'm
You would
guessing.
think he's probably a bit older than us.
Yeah, he's
not
got
by much.
Well, I was like I think he's like 5 or 6 years older, so on the other side of 25, 26 maybe. But I guess he's just had a good cleanup, and looks like he's on the right path too. And yeah, I don't know if he's still producing music or if it's more like a gradual thing, kind of like Tripoli. I mean, Tripoli's a preacher now and does music when he can.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like that, if he's just focusing on being worship leader or whatever, or if he's still going to be releasing music. I don't know too much about it. But another thing. And then the Lamar Odom. Why is it Odin? It's Lamar Odom. I don't know. I typed that wrong. Anyways, so him living the stereotypical NBA style with a Kardashian. That's not a good combo. He, I mean, obviously having that experience he did, he credits Jesus completely for being alive and just having a second chance. He had to do a lot of work to get back to where he was. I mean, he couldn't, move or talk or anything while they were doing, surgeries and stuff for a while. But he had a lot of people support him as well. And he's also been transparent, talking about his regrets on cheating on said Kardashian and his, all the cocaine and all that stuff that he was in. And he's also flipped around. And he actually got saved this last Sunday. I was reading an article last night that actually made me mad.
Why?
So I forgot what the church was called. I'd have to look it up. It was some like national Christian church. It was some church, and So he had texted like the minister, preacher, pastor, whatever, and he said, "Hey, I want to get baptized this morning. I'm ready." And then he texts back. He's like, "Okay, cool. We don't have any water deep enough, but Jesus will know if you just pray and ask Him in your heart." I told that to my mom this morning on the way to soccer. I'm like, this minister dude literally just turned him down to get baptized.
Dang.
I was like, oof. She's like, well, did other people reach out to him and stuff? I'm like, I don't know.
I mean, probably, if it made publicity.
Yeah, but
Just
I
go
thought
to a lake.
go to a lake, basically. A bathtub. Though he is like 6'10".
Oh.
So
Trying to
6'11".
6'10" guy.
So it's a swimming pool.
Yeah, you basically need a swimming pool.
So that's also cool. I got his book last month on Audible, but I haven't been able to start it yet. And then finally the Demi Lovato, which I probably know the least about, just because I didn't actually watch her particular Disney shows a lot. I just know of them because I watched Disney. Like I knew the kind of stuff she was in. I never really watched her. And then you said you didn't watch Disney, right?
I didn't watch much Disney.
Your Disney was the extent of like what, Phineas and Ferb?
I didn't even watch that.
The heck? What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
So basically, I guess she came from a Jewish background, and then, like I said, just being the overall stereotypical Disney the Disney show girl. Then
Is she like the person with the wand that would like wave the Disney Channel sign?
that was like Selena Gomez.
But she's a new person.
No, not. I don't think she has any Disney shows anymore. She's
Oh.
older now. She's in her late 20s too now, I think. I'm guessing. Like I said, I kept up with her as much. But she was actually baptized in the Jordan River. She went to Jerusalem. And is Jordan River in Jerusalem?
Hey Google,
Fact check.
is the Jordan River in Jerusalem?
What did he say? Anyway, she got baptized in the Jordan River. And said she had a great experience there.
Yes.
It
in
is.
Jerusalem.
I geographied.
I do not geography.
So, anyways, so this has kind of been a long Bible segment, but that's okay. So basically, we've laid out just kind of crazy, or what your typical Christians would look at and consider crazy sports people or celebrities, icons, musicians that are just, those kind of people. And then it's like, boom, what happened?
Jesus happened.
Jesus happened. So why is this like a big deal?
I don't know if I would say it's a huge deal, other than the fact that it highlights that anybody can turn their life around.
Right.
Obviously, there will be some people that make it a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be some people that are going to be quick to judge them and question if it's like true or not.
Yeah.
But I hear it, like I've heard that from some people before. Like, oh, like there will be Christians that will ask if it's true or not. But I haven't actually seen anyone do that yet. Like I've heard like, oh, there will be people that do that, but I haven't personally talked to anyone that has.
So there's this thing you need to do called go online, and apparently you'll be surprised.
That's why I avoid social media and the internet.
A lot of people have been like, fat bet. And then everyone's like, are you kidding me, you hypocrite?
Yeah.
Basically. Because the point is, like, we pray for people we pray for God to work, to do his work through us, and we pray for people to come to him, for people to leave their old life behind and to turn to him and live a life in him. And then when we see the people lives who we all see on display, when it happens to them, it's like, we'll see about that.
Yeah.
Or is this a publicity stunt? Or
right.
Everyone just feels like there's some other alternative motive.
Right. I don't personally like that people judge them just because they're celebrities. Like, you have people every day turning their lives to Christ that were in similar circumstances. They just weren't celebrities.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
And nobody judges them for it. Well, probably much less so.
On one smaller amounts of people.
Yeah, and just because these people are celebrities, it just makes everyone so hypocritical of them. So I don't know how I feel about that per se. I say like they're just normal people. They just happen to be known by a lot more people. So it's just putting them in some more, I don't want to say hot water about their faith, but it just makes people question it more.
On one side, though, I just thought of this. I mean, that could be somewhat of a good thing, though. If these people do have, sincere hearts and they are for real, then that's also like unasked for accountability.
Yeah, that's true. It is unasked for accountability.
Which, I mean, is good, but yeah. So, did you have a passage that you were going to read from?
Yeah, I thought of this passage when you were talking to me earlier about this. So this is Matthew 7, just the very beginning. I'm just going to read this section. It says, "Do not judge, or you too will be judged. For in the same way you judge others, you will be judged. And with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, 'Let me take the speck out of your eye,' when all the time there is a plank in your own eye? You hypocrite, first take the plank out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye."
Boom. It goes back to that
hypocritical
thing.
Don't be hypocritical.
What was the other passage you're talking about the woman?
I didn't look it up. You told me that I got the stories mixed up, so then I'm like...
You combined the two. Well, but you were right. It was a woman, adulterous woman, where the Pharisees and the people brought her in and be like, Jesus, again, they were testing Jesus, trying to set him up so he can say something wrong, and so they can charge him with something. Right? Yeah, because that's according to their law was, I guess, adultery was stoned. Yeah. I think everything in their law turned to stone. Be like, he jaywalked, stone him.
Yeah, there were.
But anyways,
a lot of that.
A lot of jaywalking.
No, a lot of stoning.
This guy walked in front of my camel. But no, back to the point. And then, what did you say? What was Jesus' response?
Any of you that are without sin, you can cast the first stone.
Yeah, so that's kind of us today too, though.
Yeah, pretty much. That was the other passage that I was thinking of. Just none of us are without sin, so I don't think any of us are qualified to be judging them.
Yeah, so there you go. Actually, in one of the songs on Kanye's new album, that's one of the lines he says, or actually it's part of the hook, is that the Christians were the first ones to judge him.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah. So, it's true, but anyways.
It is true.
So there you go. Are you all wrapped up,
Bibled
tied up, tangled up in Jesus? Wrapped up, tied up, tangled up in God? Oh, yeah?
I thought you meant rap like Kanye rap.
Oh.
Rap at first. Are you wrapped up?
Are you all wrapped up in Jesus? So.
Yes, because I listen to NF.
What's up? Food. Dude,
I have like any food stuff?
Nah, we just have yeah, we'll keep some of these sections shorter today since we've got some sections that are longer. I saw this
I really like this. Just
after
reading it.
Yeah, so, and actually, if you want to Google a picture for yourself so you can kind of get a better idea, so you can talk about, or what I'm talking about. So I saw this on Facebook. One of my friends had actually posted it, and I looked it up. Amazon is selling a brownie pan that only makes corner brownies. It's got like a 3-section swivel thingy. Did you find it?
Swivel
yeah,
thingy?
This.
That one?
Yeah. It just makes corner pieces.
It's not what I was expecting it to look like, but okay.
What were you expecting?
Just like...
They can't be like circle brownies. What, do you have a better one?
That?
That's just like a muffin tin.
Well, it's just circle... It's like square...
No, it's about the edges.
Yeah, I know it's about the edges.
But it's... I don't know, man.
It's a corner brownie.
All right, you buy that one. I'll buy the other one. We'll see which corner brownies are better, and then we'll report back here.
But it's just like combining a muffin tin, like you're taking out one of the sides.
I did see something also that looked cool. It was this person got a muffin tin, and he put like cookie dough batter in it, and so he baked like a cookie dough muffin outline and then put ice cream in it.
Wait, what? He made a cookie dough outline?
Like base. It's like, you know how whenever you put in like muffins or cupcakes, how you have like the paper thing,
Yeah.
and it kind of has like that muffin outline.
Yeah.
It was that, but instead of paper, it was cookie.
Oh.
And so then you would put the ice cream like in the thing.
Into the cookie.
Yeah.
That was like the paper.
The bowl, basically, but
Cookie bowl. How did
The
you
ice
get
cream.
the cookie dough to stay in that shape?
he baked it.
But cookie dough's too liquidy to. I don't understand how that works, but okay.
I saw a picture of it.
All right, that sounds really good. I want to see that happen.
All right, what was the thing you put on for food?
Oh, Coca-Cola is trying out some new flavors.
When are they not these days?
That's true.
They're
but it's just
basically the
because-
next M&Ms.
Nah, I don't.
M&M's throws out like 15 flavors a year, and 13 of them are trash now
Okay,
these days.
So I watched a video on this actually. You watch Lou from the Unbox Therapy. He has other channels where he
Not a
talks about.
ton. I never really got into him that much.
Well, I don't watch a ton of his unboxing videos. Like, he loves talking about tech, so he has other channels where he just talks about other tech. Anyway, so he was talking about this, just for some reason, and he was like talking about Coke and how they're always trying to innovate for new things because Coca-Cola is one of the things that people don't drink a ton of anymore. Like, there's Dr. Pepper, which is a Pepsi product, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Coke is actually falling behind in its market share, and it's been
Makes
on the
sense.
decline for like the last 5 years or so.
I think I've seen that.
So that's why they've been trying to add all these new things, and they're like, what is the one thing that is constantly going up? Coffee. So we're gonna combine Coke and coffee to get
That sounds like a
Coke-
heart attack.
Yeah, to get Coke like back into the hands of everybody. So, you know, you see everyone around with like their monster.
As I'll
coffee
say,
flavor.
Natalie.
Yeah, like everybody has those. I've seen so many people on campus with those. Like, it's just monster, but with coffee flavor. So if Coke can do something similar and make it good, I feel like they can actually get that into the hands of everyday consumers. It just has to taste good.
Yeah, that's going to be
and
the
not
hard
give you a heart
part.
attack.
That's going to be the hard part. It'll be interesting to see how that works.
I don't think it's currently getting released in the U.S. It's getting tested
In like
another
Japan.
country. I don't think it's Japan. I think it is an African country. I'm not positive.
Chad.
Probably not Chad.
I love Chad.
So yeah,
There you go.
some other news.
There's
Just
your
keep an eye out
odd
for
your
some
odd
coffee
food
flavor.
news of the day.
Alright.
Did you see this first headline? Because I don't really remember much about it.
Yeah. So
Google Home.
Some of the minis are getting bricked. If you don't know what that means, they just completely stop working.
It's because of an update, right?
Yeah, it was an update that they were getting. Some of them were getting bricked. I mean, not everyone's obviously. Mine didn't get bricked, but
I haven't had mine online for a few weeks.
mine constantly stay online, and they haven't gotten bricked. What Google is doing though, like if yours does get bricked, then they will ship you a brand new one.
That's good.
So they're not, trying to
Apple you.
exactly.
And making you or telling you that you updated it wrong or
Oh,
that
yeah.
you need to go and buy a cord or something.
Yeah. They're not trying to Apple you.
That time whenever when they had that battery issue, and so they sold you batteries and they basically just ended up paying for their lawsuit.
Basically, yeah.
Dude, that was hilarious.
So yeah, I think this has been patched by now, but it's just a thing that happened. We want to talk about it. Records beats. Oh, I did see this.
I
Records
told you
outsell
about it on
CDs.
Wednesday. Or it's projected that by the end of 2019, for the year 2019, that vinyl records will have outsold your trashy CDs.
Trashy CDs.
I don't know. Think about it, okay?
I would
Like,
much rather use a record, honestly.
do you really? Okay, so records, obviously, like the last 5 years or so, has had a big comeback. For nostalgia, people say they like the sound of it, just to look cool, because they still have record players. This, that, and the other, okay?
Yeah.
They're cheaper now, easier to make. They're fancier. They still got other stuff with them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see in like 25 years in the 100% digital world, CDs making a nostalgic comeback? Like,
Okay, I didn't
see,
even
if you
about
think
that.
about it on that scale, CDs are kind of trashy.
Yeah.
It's like,
they
who
really
wants
are.
to see? Like, you can just like snap them real easily. They get scratched. Like,
But what about like? I think about CDs the same way I think about like
books.
physical video games.
Yeah, you have me sold there. I love this physical video games.
Exactly. So like the people that like loved like popping in a CD into their, what do you call it? Your speaker that had a CD thing in it.
Your boombox.
Your boombox.
Your
I remember
CD player.
when I got my first 10th Avenue North CD
Hey,
and I popped it into that boombox and I was painting my room. That was a good time.
yes,
That's nostalgia.
but are there people right now that are like, oh man, I just wish I had an old Atari cartridge to pop in?
Yeah.
So okay, who?
Me? I wish I had an Atari and an Atari cartridge to pop in. You know, play some Pong.
I do have that.
Do you play it?
I have a lot of Atari games in the controllers, but the Ataris like cords are cut off.
Oh, dang.
I got it like that.
All right. Well, I feel like it could be a thing
Okay,
eventually.
I'm not talking about how you feel right now. In 25 years, are you gonna want to go get a CD?
Yes.
In 10 years, are people gonna go back and
In 10 years now?
no, this is something else.
Okay.
In 10 years, are people gonna be like, huh? I wish I had a VHS tape right now.
Probably. That would be.
Zach, you're not
Yeah. Yes.
you're not going
dude,
along with my answers I'm setting up for you.
Dude, I'm definitely going to go buy a VHS player to watch those old Peanuts, Snoopy, Christmas. I don't know if they're movies. They're just cartoon things.
I think they're considered movies.
Yeah. I don't have a Peanuts film that's on DVD. We have all of them on VHS. All the old ones.
With a few on VHS. You and Nathan can just go do that.
Dude, we would. It'd be great.
All right. Next
I
up,
love nostalgia.
AirPods Pro. Q-tips that cost
$250?
$250. You know you can do it $250.
Dude, did you see that, what's his name, just not wearing them?
Steve Jobs.
He's dead.
Who's not wearing AirPods? Lots of people don't wear AirPods.
No, I think it's the person that is currently the CEO of Apple.
Matt Tiemann?
No.
Dustin Clark.
No.
Shout out to Dustin. Wait, who the heck's texting me? Oh. It wasn't
Alright, I'm
Dustin.
looking it up right now.
AirPods, $250.
It's Tim
Dude,
Cook.
isn't that like more expensive than like a nice pair of Sony's?
Yeah, it is.
That's gay.
Well, like the headphones, my headphones are really good. They're have really good quality. They just don't have the noise cancellation.
What? Why would you spend that much on headphones that don't have noise cancellation?
Mine were not $250.
Oh, usually
Mine are
less.
like $100.
Oh, that's good then.
Yeah,
That's fine then.
they are really good sound quality. They just don't have the noise cancellation. The top Sony headphones, I think, are $300. Same thing, you know, with your Surface headphones and your Bose headphones. They're all around the $250 to $300 price
Skull
range.
Candy.
Skull Candy?
They
I haven't heard that.
I was about to say,
in
do
a
they still
long
make
time.
stuff? I don't know.
So they are in that price range. I do not think that people are not going to buy them because they're Apple products, and it's the same reason that Beats are still around. They're just
Are Beats as
there.
popular as they were 7 years ago?
No, but you know what? The new Beats that are supposedly good, guess what you have to use to charge them?
USB Type-C.
Lightning.
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Apple
There's-
owns Beats, right?
Yeah, the Apple owns Beats, and they're specifically targeting iPhone users. So they are not Type-C. They're freaking lightning.
Isn't Apple rumored to go Type C with their iPhone 12 though?
Rumored, but
Because
not for
they
sure.
have their
You know with that
iPads and Macs and everything's
Yeah.
Type C.
Everything else is Type C except for their iPhones and now their headphones. You know just as well as I do that iPhone does not care, or Apple does not care if they make you change ports or whatever and make you carry on multiple chargers.
And buy multiple chargers.
Because I remember when they switched from like the old one that was really wide to the Lightning.
That caused a big fit.
Yeah. And they did not care how many other like products you had that worked with a different style. So
What a time to be alive.
the iPads are Type C now, right?
They've been since like 2018.
So what if you had like an Apple Pen that was Lightning? You have to get another one to charge it for the Type C kind?
Does it look like I know?
I don't know. I'm just wondering. I just thought of it right now.
I don't know. I
Sounds
do
like
know
something
you
to
need
do.
to update your iPhone 5s or older and your old iPads by
Like buy a new one or
by
software
update by yesterday.
Software? Or physically buy a new one?
I never once. You said the word buy twice, and I repeated the question twice, and neither once did I say the word buy.
When you say update, you either mean hardware or software. You have to specify.
It's hardware, software.
Hardware is a new phone. Software is just like an update.
Yeah, software.
Okay.
By yesterday.
Otherwise, they don't.
It's
work.
technically tomorrow, but by the time this comes out, it'll be yesterday.
I know a lot of people that have like really old iPads still that use them.
We do, because Nathan uses it like as a phone, basically.
Yeah, they're still good products.
Because he still has like the iMessaging. So when he's at home by himself, he can still text his parents.
Oh, makes sense.
And Philip.
Philip?
And FaceTime David.
Which David?
Dow.
Okay, makes sense.
But
Did you update your iPad, or is it eternally
don't
bricked?
think so. We'll need to update it. Otherwise, you won't be able to connect online.
I don't
So.
understand, but okay.
So yeah, definitely need to remember to do that today.
Moto. has
Hello,
a
Moto.
foldable phone, and not the new kind, like the LG and
It's
Samsung
like a
kind.
flip phone, except it's all screen and it's thin.
Would not buy.
I have no idea how much the price is. They just teased this at some event they had.
LG made a foldable phone.
Who hasn't made a foldable phone? Apple. I had to think for a second. I was like, oh wait, Apple. Apple will not make very realistic prediction. Apple will not make a foldable phone until at least 2023.
What
You
about
know, I don't care. I don't know.
I don't care.
I don't know.
You almost bought the Pixel 4. You should.
No, what I mean by that is I'm talking about Apple right now, because you know as well as anybody that they're pioneers of nothing.
Yeah.
Something has to be like 3 or 4 years established and reliable before they dabble in it.
What about removing the headphone jack?
Were they the first ones?
Pretty much. They were like the people that made.
And you
it.
see how that went over.
Everyone hated it.
Yeah. So.
Dude, I had to go order a freaking adapter, like the Type C to a headphone jack. It was the most annoying thing.
Do you still have any wired earbuds?
No, but my car does not have Bluetooth.
Oh yeah, you have to use your aux.
Yeah. So that's annoying.
Does it work? Is it work good or is it kind of sketchy?
No, it works fine.
Okay.
It's just annoying to have to use a dongle.
Don't lose it.
Yeah, basically.
I lost mine after like 8 months and I never replaced it.
But doesn't your phone have a headphone jack now?
Mine does. Yeah, but not 3 years ago. I had then
just,
Verizon
like,
gave
gone
me
backwards.
a dongle. Basically,
Which is pretty funny.
yeah. So
Anyway,
that looks to be all of the Apple trouble / new tech. Just kidding. There was one more thing. Google bought Fitbit? Question mark.
yes.
For a little over $2 billion.
2 million or billion?
Billion.
No.
And guess how much
Offered.
Facebook offered?
1?
Basically, it said half. It was like 2.2 billion is I think what Google bought it for. So
1.1.
somewhere around there. So now Google basically just told Apple to watch this.
Watch this. Ha ha, nice pun. Anyway, I saw this also. Apple, I think of all the smartwatches, controls a majority of the market share. If you see someone walking around with a smartwatch, chances are it's an Apple Watch.
Probably like, what, 70% of the time?
I would say 50 to 60% of the time. I would say 20% of the time it's going to be a Samsung smartwatch. The other 10% is just going to be
some Android one. Yeah, the miscellaneous Android.
And
then shout out 1% for the Pebble.
The Pebbles. I actually know someone that still uses one.
Mason Gary?
No.
Oh. Who?
You wouldn't know them, and nobody else would. So.
Sounds legit. So, yeah. That's a kind of a big deal, actually. I didn't see this beforehand. I just saw it happen, and I was like, wow. Interesting. Fitbit sold themselves. Probably made a lot more money. I mean, obviously a lot more money than if someone else bought them.
So, do you think Google's just going to make, like, amazing smartwatches now?
I guess.
They're probably going to be geared toward fitness, just because that's what Fitbit does.
Yeah, fitness.
Most of the time,
Fitbits, because you spend like 1 to 200 or 250, however much Fitbits are, for a non-smartwatch.
Yeah, and
like you can't do anything on it besides the fitness stuff.
You can.
And you can read text, and like you see your calls, but you can't do anything about it.
Really? You can't like answer it on your watch?
No.
Huh. So Google's probably going to make some hardware changes.
And Google does that.
Yeah, Google's all about software, a little bit of hardware, like with their Pixel, but they don't have much hardware.
Finish up your thing, then I have a question for you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to say Google's definitely bringing Wear OS to Fitbits, so they're going to be pretty good. But that also means that iPhone users probably will not want to be using a Fitbit anymore, since they're going to be strictly Wear OS. Because I know some people...
That doesn't actually matter, though.
Does it not?
Can you
download
the Wear OS app from the Apple Store?
I don't know. I don't have an iPhone.
You don't?
No.
Oh, I didn't know.
I don't know. That's something we'll have to figure out.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna assume it's not gonna work as great on an iPhone.
All right. So my question I have for you is, what do you think this will do with the Google Fit?
I don't know. Because
with the heart points, what is it? Heart points, move minutes.
Yeah, those are a great thing that Google's added to like their fitness app. It just makes it so convenient to check if you're like on schedule with how many steps you've taken or how much exercise you want to get done in a day.
Yeah.
It makes it super convenient. It's not like you have to go into another app and check how many steps or whatever. That's also kind of what Fitbit has been for
I mean, that's
people.
Their thing.
Yeah.
You buy a $200 step counter.
Pretty much.
But they also do like have the heart rate and stuff where you can actually check your heart rate and stuff on your Fitbit.
I mean, I don't know who needs that, but okay.
Well, that's why my parents got Natalie one a few weeks ago. That's for hers.
Then never mind. People like that need them. But I'd say that's a pretty rare occurrence. I don't know a lot of people that buy smartwatches just for the fitness.
That's what I'm saying.
So, and I don't know how much Google Fit gets used. Like, it's really cool. It's super convenient. But I just don't know if it's going mainstream yet.
I don't know. So, that's just what I thought was interesting.
Smartwatches still aren't mainstream. Like, let alone the
They're still picking up, though.
They are slowly picking up.
They've been slowly picking up for a couple years now, though.
I personally think it's kind of more...
It's getting more common.
It is more common.
Especially for business people.
Do you think it's annoying to have a call come up on your watch or like a text message when it already comes up on your phone?
So, it's good and bad. I mean, there's been some days where I've gone so many like rental calls and I've been, have for work, have so many calls where I've straight up put my watch in airplane mode. Like, I think my watch was in airplane mode for like a week at one point.
Dang.
Like a while back.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, probably shouldn't do that. Just because it drove me crazy, like 1 week. Then it was just like completely going off. On the flip side, though, whenever I had my old phone, it was dying. I would be at training at Exit, and I'd have my phone like plugged in at my desk, so it was on, and then I'd be like in the training room with my watch attached to it, and then when stuff was coming through, when I was getting texts, I could answer them on my watch, and I didn't have my phone in the room.
Yeah.
And then also, if a call I needed to take came through, then I could, leave. I knew that, okay, this is a real call I need to take. I can leave the room or whatever. So, I mean, I don't know.
Here's what I think. This would make smartwatches great. You silence notifications on your phone. It silences them on your watch.
Pair them like that, so if you hit silent, or like do not disturb or silent.
Yeah, do not disturb on your phone. It's the same thing to your watch.
Yeah, that'd be a nifty
Apple
feature.
Watches do that.
I don't know.
But all smartwatches should do that.
I mean, I do have this on silence. My watch on silence, because, it rings.
Yeah.
But I turned that off.
Does too. Like, just the other day, I left my phone downstairs for some reason, and I went upstairs to my room. I got a call, and my watch went off, but I had no idea my phone was ringing,
Yeah.
So, it's helpful sometimes, especially if you don't want to pull out your phone in the middle of something.
Also,
like a meeting.
my texts don't come across. I've seen how they come across on the Fitbit. Like if your Fitbit, it comes across annoying. Mine, it doesn't actually. You actually have to go on your watch and you have to check your notifications to see the text. It doesn't come across my screen. So for me personally, the text isn't an issue. The only thing that comes across the screen is a call.
If I get a text, the notification will come up, but the actual text won't.
Okay, yeah, mine actually doesn't even. At least I don't think it does. I don't know.
Anyway.
I'm not annoyed by it, except for sometimes the calling can be annoying, but it's probably more useful than not.
So, moving on to some video game news. We don't have a ton.
Nah.
I haven't been keeping up with video game news recently, but Shroud leaving Twitch for Mixer.
If you would have told me a year ago, being like, hey, so Microsoft is going to have like one of the most talked about like new video game streaming platforms next year, then I would have been like, what?
Probably so.
But now I'm just like, oh yeah, it's a Mixer. Who's not on Mixer? A lot of people. But a lot of these big or medium dudes are making bold switches, which is interesting.
I don't think Twitch is going anywhere anytime soon.
No,
It's just moving over for that big paycheck.
Huh?
People are moving over to Mixer for the big paycheck.
So, like, smaller Twitchers will stay forever?
Maybe. I don't know.
If you don't Twitch as much?
If you don't Twitch, you don't stream.
So, yeah, that's a thing. And I saw this, and I thought this was kind of a cool little bonus for things. I'm Simon Whistler. Now it's time for a bonus fact. Today I found out. YouTube channel.
Okay.
Anyways,
Keep going.
if you're a Prime member, so you've already got like some Twitch, you get like Twitch Pro or something. I mean, that's been a thing for years now.
For Prime members?
Yeah. But now you get free Nintendo Switch Online.
With your Prime membership?
Yeah. I don't remember the exact steps. You basically had to you link it through your Twitch account or something.
That's kind of cool.
But yeah. I don't know how much that is a month. If it's like PlayStation, Xbox, probably around $9 or something. But I thought that was cool. And if you already have it, then you get like $20 off or something. I don't know. But if you don't have a Switch account yet, or the Nintendo Switch Online, definitely go get it for free from Prime.
Dude, Amazon and Google are going to take over the world.
And Facebook's like going to be throwing a fit the whole time. Because
Facebook's
Facebook's trying to take over the world, but can't.
Yeah.
So, PS4. Oh, I totally stole that from you, didn't I?
You're good. Just
You go for it.
PS4 is the most sold console. And it's
So apparently Zach can't read.
Second most sold console.
It beat out the Wii. What does that say? Burr?
PS2.
Does it say beat? It beat out, the Wii and
says
PS2.
beer.
I know. It says say beat.
I don't understand.
It beat out the Wii and PS2. So
Wait, what is the Wii ranked as? The third?
the Wii was 4, I think.
Fourth? No.
The
that's not
PS2 was 3.
bad. PS2
Oh, yeah.
was 3? What was the second?
I mean, PS2 was 2. Now it's 3.
Oh.
Yeah. This is I didn't put this on there, but it's related to PS4. So I don't know if you saw it. PlayStation filed patents for the name PlayStation 6, PlayStation 7, PlayStation
you
8,
serious?
PlayStation 9, and PlayStation 10.
Wait, patent isn't just a copyright?
So no one else can take the term PlayStation 6 through 10.
Dang, that's pretty funny.
We're just like, okay, thank you for that. So, whoops.
We don't have any memes or things we don't get this week.
I don't get a lot of things. TV shows, though. We got some of those. Martian Manhunter. Like, the only reason I ever attempted to watch Supergirl for 2 seasons was because Martian Manhunter's...
That was a mistake.
Yeah, but you still gotta see Martian Manhunter. He's cool.
For like 5 minutes?
He becomes more involved as the seasons go on.
Yeah, but still. Supergirl was a mistake.
Anyways...
The show, I mean.
It's not the worst thing ever. What was I saying?
It's up there.
Yeah, Martian Manhunter getting a show.
On HBO?
Yeah, so that's the thing. I don't know exactly why, but for some reason it might not end up on the CW. It might be on HBO Max, which would make me irritated.
Yeah, because then you're going to look on like your Fire Stick. It's like, oh, you have to pay $20 a month for an HBO subscription.
Or, do they have like a week free trial or something? Like a month free trial?
Yeah, I think they do.
So
And
that's
I've
what I'll
already
do.
used it.
What'd you watch?
I don't remember.
Game of Thrones?
No.
That's messing. No, so yeah, if it did go to HBO Max, then that's what I would do, is use my free HBO Max trial just to binge through that. And then cancel my credit card.
Cancel your credit card.
Before they charge me. Because I don't have a credit card, debit card. I told you about this the other day. Superman and Lois Lane show in development for next year.
That's kind of cool. Except not really.
I was going to say, that's not the reaction you had on Wednesday.
Yeah, I know.
I don't mind it. I don't know if I'll watch it, honestly.
Same.
Depends on whatever else is on TV at that time.
What could it possibly be that would be, like, entertaining?
I mean, there's been a lot of...
It's just, like, Superman drama with Lois Lane.
Maybe. Unless they took some cool spin on it where Lois Lane, like, helps out and does stuff, reports, journals, and does, like, investigating stuff, maybe.
I feel like it's going to be a little bit less cheesy, like Flash. So it's like Superman, and then Lois Lane's like the rest of the crew.
She's like the Oracle. Not the Oracle from Batman, the Oracle from Green Arrow, or from Arrow.
Basically.
Felicity.
Yeah.
They nicknamed her Oracle when
Took
she
me a
was
while,
crippled.
Yeah, it took me a while to get that.
So, I don't
from
know.
Batman?
Well, because you know, Batgirl, when the Joker shoots her and paralyzes her, she becomes Oracle because she's
Wait,
crippled.
do they call her the Oracle?
In Batman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She becomes the Oracle. And then so it made people irritated in Flash, when Felicity was crippled for like half a season or whatever it was.
Called her the Oracle? Oh.
Oh no. I totally just lied. She's Overwatch.
What?
Felicity's Overwatch, not the Oracle. I totally just made that
I
up.
thought you were talking about the game, Overwatch, and I'm like, what? Oh, at BlizzCon, there's rumored to be Overwatch Season 2. Not Season 2.
Ah, I did
Overwatch
see
2.
that. I did
We
see
didn't
that.
talk about that, but
I
yeah,
totally
that's a
just
thing.
made that up. I don't know. CW stuff gets confusing sometimes. Especially when you only like watch it once and you don't remember it.
I don't watch the CW superhero shows anymore.
You used to.
I did.
And then you're like, once they started getting good, you like bowed out.
Once they started getting good, okay.
Okay, so like the beginning and the ends are good. The middle parts are weird.
I watched the beginning of, well, I watched like through, 6 seasons of Arrow?
You watch that much?
Yeah, I watched a lot of Arrow.
I've watched everything on Arrow, so I keep up with all of it except for Supergirl. And oh wait, that's not CW. Never mind. But yeah. Anyways, so yeah, that's a thing. And so
Iron Fist reboot?
yeah,
Possibly.
yeah, on Disney Plus. The thing with that is because everyone liked Daredevil. Daredevil was considered successful. And they're definitely working with... They definitely want to keep that cast together for Daredevil and keep that story going. So they're trying to pick that up or turn it into a movie or do crossovers with the DCU or something.
Mm-hmm.
And people also liked The Punisher. And then there's some people that like Luke Cage and Jessica Jones. I haven't seen Jessica Jones or Luke Cage. Some people like those. So basically, they're wanting to keep together that group of people that are already kind of established and people already are familiar with. And because they only had like 2 or 3 seasons, and so they still have stuff that was being worked out and developed. Mm-hmm. And so they want to continue that over in the DCU or on Disney Plus, except for Iron Fist, because nobody liked Iron Fist.
That was like the one show I did watch all the way through.
You did, didn't you?
Yeah, and it was not great.
Yeah. And so that's why, so they want to redo that.
I don't think it should be redone, especially this quickly, but...
Well, but they want to keep it with the, what's their group called? The,
I have no idea.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
The group, the team up of Luke Cage, Punisher...
I didn't watch any of those.
They made a show about it. It's a Netflix Marvel show, The Defenders. There.
Oh.
They want to keep that Defender squad, because I mean, a lot of people like the Defenders, so they want to keep the Defenders going, and I guess Iron Fist is a important enough part of that. I don't know.
He was part of it?
Yes.
Oh. Okay, I don't know. All right, I don't watch these shows very much, or at all. Anyway, some actual YouTube news. This is pretty cool. So, if you haven't heard of Mr. Beast, he's been around for a little while. About a little while, I mean, long time.
Yep.
He started a fundraiser to plant 20 million trees.
By the end of this year.
Yeah, by the end of this year. So, started 2020, we should have 20 million trees planted. So far, we have passed 12 million, and if you don't know, just $1 is worth one tree. They partnered up with the
really easy.
What's it? The National Arbor Foundation.
So, yeah, I wanted something like that
to plant all these trees. So it's a pretty big deal, considering global warming's a thing. You just gave me some really weird look. You don't think global warming's a thing? Have you been lied to? Because I thought I had been, but science is true. Anyway, trees are good, and yeah, go donate $1 to have a tree planted. You're just gone silent. You're just like, I am unfriending you now because you said something about global warming.
Anyways, the other day, Seamus Gorman uploaded a video about his favorite trees, and at the end, he plants a tree and donated $100 for it. I'll send you that video later because Seamus Gorman's hilarious.
Elon Musk donated $1 million for this.
So how many trees did he plant?
1 million trees.
Oh yeah, duh. Basically, Burger King chicken nugget math. All right.
Yeah. So,
all right.
Movies.
We have a lot of movies. I don't know do you just want to talk about these new ones, or did you want to go through the whole list?
Whatever you want to do.
How much time were we at? I didn't see.
Just over an hour.
That's not bad. We'll go through. We have a few minutes.
Star Wars trilogy.
Canceled.
RIP. Because I low-key wanted another trilogy. That was not around the Skywalkers.
I did, but I also wanted a little bit of a break. They were going good. I liked having, for a couple years,
movies.
Every other December, having a Star Wars movie. Force Awakens, right for Christmas, Star Wars. 2 years later, right for Christmas, what's it called? Return of the New Hope, Last Jedi.
Return of the New Hope.
I said Last Hope. But then they honestly messed up, and I didn't have Star Wars fatigue until the Solo movie came out. 4.5 months after the other Star Wars movie, after
Mhm.
Last Jedi. That was a terrible mistake. They should have put it at Christmas.
Agreed.
4 months after a Star Wars movie that was hyped up and all that stuff, you get tired of it. It doesn't matter what it is. You get movie fatigued if you don't space stuff out accordingly. And I didn't even see that movie until like the next year. But just everyone talking about it and seeing it everywhere, I had got Star Wars fatigue there.
Okay.
But it's been a year and a half, and it's been a nice break. So I am looking forward to, and it's a wrap up too, so that makes it special.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this.
But I think for as far as Star Wars goes, there definitely is such a thing as too many movies too quickly. And so the thing about this trilogy was that it was going to take time to develop. I mean, they were in the early stages. So it was going to be like probably a 3-year minimum, which I was going to be good with. I know they're going to be the standalone movies and stuff.
Like the Obi-Wan and the Boba Fett.
Yeah. Is the Boba Fett one, is that an actual Boba Fett movie or is it just The Mandalorian?
The show? I thought that was going to be a movie about him.
I don't remember at this point, honestly. Anyways, I don't know. This one I was okay with because it was going to take a couple years, and by then, I'd be ready for another Star Wars movie. But the thing that makes people mad about this is these are the writers from the world's beloved Game of Thrones. And as you know, that last season of Game of Thrones, this huge franchise that a lot of people love, was shortened to, I believe it was 10 I don't watch it, but I believe it was 10 episodes, and everybody hated how it ended. They said it was rushed, didn't make sense, it just wasn't their best work. And they started petitions that this isn't the real ending. They started petitions for them to redo it, all this stuff. And people are still talking about how it was terrible. And they were blaming the writers because they were focusing on this brand new Star Wars trilogy. And so now the Game of Thrones people feel like they got screwed over. And now that the Star Wars trilogy got canceled, that makes it even like double worse.
For the writers? Yeah.
Well, and the fans, that just they feel like it makes them like twice as mad now.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
So they got ripped off twice, it feels like to them.
Do you think it's honestly going to be like forever canceled or just like canceled right now?
I don't know. I don't think the doors are permanently closed. I know Netflix, they're working on stuff for Netflix too, though. These writers are in high demand right now.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones is whether you like it or not, it's a, once a decade type of franchise. It's all HBO has. That's what everyone's looking for right now, is what's going to be the next Game of Thrones. That's what everyone's looking for. That exact term. What's going to be the next Game of Thrones? Something that captivating for that long. And so these guys are in high demand right now. And I know Netflix has them tied up for some stuff right now, so that's why they said that they couldn't focus on Star Wars. So
maybe that's why the trilogy was canceled, because the writers were like, nah, we want to work with Netflix.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh, it is why?
Yeah.
So they just get new writers. You can have a new Star Wars trilogy.
A new Star Wars trilogy?
Exactly.
I don't know. Maybe, but not at least for the moment. There's nothing moving on that.
All right, moving on. Tom Holland for Atlantis.
Live action.
I would not be surprised if you didn't know what Atlantis was, but we talked about it before.
It's one of those in the awkward time of Disney. I like it enough, though.
It's okay.
Probably not like the little kids, but a little bit like the older kids that watch the Disney movies, for sure.
Atlantis was alright. It wasn't great, but it wasn't horrible.
Nah, so. And then Tom Holland doing stuff, so that's cool.
Alright, what else?
Ant-Man 3's official.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Did you watch the second one?
Yeah. I didn't like it as much as the first one.
I think
So that's
it
why
got
I'm like,
over.
no.
It didn't make much. It made a lot, but it didn't make as much as most Marvel movies just because it was overshadowed by what was going on during that time. Like Captain Marvel, it was in between Endgame and Infinity War. I said that backwards, didn't I? In between Infinity War and Endgame, the Captain Marvel was there, and I feel like there's probably another one. Something else is going on. Oh, Spider-Man. Not Far From Home. I think it was the first one. I don't know. Needless to say, it just got lost. It was the one that people cared about the least.
Yeah.
Of everything. They had these big movies going around, and it was just what people cared about the least at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Did you like the movie itself, or just as like a standalone?
It was okay as a standalone. It wasn't the best Marvel movie I've ever seen, but it certainly wasn't the worst. It was just mediocre. So, I mean, you're right. Like, in the midst of, like, these really big movies, it kind of got overshadowed.
Yeah.
So that's why, to me personally, it wasn't, like, blowing my mind. Because Marvel has put a huge standard on what movies are these days. And it's exponentially increased from, like, your low-budget regular movies to millions and millions of dollars of these high-action CGI amazing character movies.
It's actually funny that you said that you worded it how you did,
Why?
because a lot of movie critics and movie professionals, whatever that means, don't count Marvel movies as amazing movies.
Because of how much
they don't-
money they're spent on them, or what?
No, they don't count it as true cinema because it's just a repeat formula, just with big CGI and fighting, and the stories aren't anything special.
I mean, you're not wrong.
It's
Some
just
of them are okay, but, the comic book stories, they're not going to blow your mind.
so. Spideyverse 2. Are you excited now?
Yes, definitely excited now.
Coming spring
Of 22?
of 2022.
It's a long ways away.
Did I say 2022? Oh yeah, no, that's right.
I was about to say
That
that
sounded
wrong.
really weird when I said that. 2022.
But that is correct.
Yeah. So 2.5 years away.
I don't want to wait
It'll
that
be
long.
3.5 years from the first, which I mean, it's
It's a long time. I would
It's an
expect
animated
2.5
movie, though.
years.
Animated movies take a lot longer.
That's true, they do.
They take like double at least. I think Coco was in production for at least 5 years.
Dang.
But that movie also is like the most graphically stunning CGI movie ever. So,
You know what movie I'm waiting for?
hold up. I'm
It's
gonna
not on this list.
the Minecraft movie.
No.
What?
We talked about it a while ago.
What?
Dune.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you are. Woo, we need a Speed Racer movie.
Yeah? That'd be pretty cool. Another one of those.
All right. So, going a bit quicker on these last ones to wrap it up. I put these in last time, but we didn't have time to get to them. 2022 Minecraft movie. That's like, what, 12 years after Minecraft was launched?
If PewDiePie isn't in that movie, I'm going to be sad.
That's funny. Hotel Transylvania 4, late 2021. Have you seen this franchise?
No. I've heard a lot about it. Haven't
Yeah.
seen
It's, Adam Sandler's Dracula, and his daughter, vampire, is Selena Gomez. So, it's got voice acting talent for sure. The first one was pretty good. It was pretty good. It was different. It was funny. The second one, I absolutely loved. Me and Allie and Nathan watched it a few times, and we thought it's really funny, and it was good. So when my parents a little over a year ago went to New Orleans, then I took them to go see it, the third one, and it was absolutely horrible.
That sucks.
Yeah, it was trash, and now they're making a fourth one. So now I'm skeptical because
No.
the first two were so solid, and the third one was terrible. So,
Baby Boss 2. Oh, wait, what is that?
what's this one before it?
I don't know what you're trying to
DDNG 2, Dungeons and Dragons Do Not Disturb. I don't know what acronym that's for. Dong, dig.
I got it. Dig Dug.
No. Anyways, something's coming out, but I don't know what that's supposed to say.
It's 2, so there has to be a first one.
There's a lot of movies that haven't had a sequel yet. But yeah, Baby Boss 2. Did you ever watch that?
Mm-mm. It looks dumb.
By Blue Sky?
Blue Sky Animations is good. It's just don't.
No.
Particular...
Baby Boss was DreamWorks, I think.
Oh, was it?
It was one of the two. I don't know. I watched it, and the next day I watched the Emoji Movie. And
So it made it look good?
Yeah. Minions 2.
Not looking forward to that.
I think it's like Minions 2, The Rise of Groot. No, not Groot. Grodd. Grodd.
It's not Gorilla Grodd.
Gru. I was trying to remember his name. It's The Rise of Gru.
It's like, I am Groot, Grodd. No, it's in between. It's Gru.
Gru. Minions 2, Rise of Gru, which is the 5th Despicable Me Minions movie. Because there's 3 Despicable Me's and this is the second Minions.
So the 5th one.
Yeah. And then June 2020, in the summer, Pixar is making a movie called Soul.
Can you elaborate?
No, because I really don't know anything about it.
You just know
They're
there's a
very
movie called
brief.
Soul.
What people are guessing is it's supposed to be some kind of spiritual successor to Inside Out.
Oh, gotcha.
That's what's kind of being guessed right now.
Okay. Peter Rabbit?
Oh, hold up. You know... Wait, where'd that go? Late 2021. I don't know. Okay, because I'm trying to think what the movie was. Because Pixar was releasing like 2 movies within like 6 months of each other. It was the one with Tom Holland and Chris Pratt. What's that called again? I can't remember what it's called. I talked about it a few days ago. I can't remember what it's called. Do you know?
I remember we talked about it a lot, but I don't remember what it's called. I just remember that there are trolls.
It's like one word. I don't know. Anyways, and then yeah, so Peter Rabbit 2. I think Sony made that. Mid 2020. I'm like really low key looking forward to that one. I grew up reading those books. The James Potter, was that his name? The author? That's Harry Potter's dad. Michael Potter? Beasley Potter? Potter Beasley? I can't remember the author's name. But he had a whole series. Did you read those books?
We had them. I just never read them.
Go home and read them. And then go to Netflix and watch Peter Rabbit. And then by the time you do that, it'll have been 8 months knowing you. And then you can go watch Peter Rabbit 2. Which was a good movie. It was pretty good.
Okay. I mean, if Sony made it, then I don't have high hopes, but...
And then, who is that?
Somebody is in a Barney movie.
I can't read that name. I don't know what I was thinking.
Daniel Kaluuya.
Who is that?
I have no idea.
Ask Google. Because I made this part of the list was like 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago?
You can ask Google.
I remember last week we talked about this briefly. The last time we did a podcast. We talked about it briefly. There was going to be a Barney movie, and we're like, why?
I don't remember that, but okay.
You don't?
Nope. So.
You say I have a bad memory.
Lots of movies. Those are just, I just like found a list of animated movies, so that's why that was there. 'Cause that was filling time for last time. So, anything else you need to tell the world? Besides, I mean, we already said Battle Lost and Shrek, Shrek, I'm a donkey. Shrek, Shrek, I'm a donkey! Shrek, Shrek, I'm a donkey!
Well, I mean, now we're on your computer, so I don't stop it instantly. Oh, well, I'll tell the world my computer is Dunzo's, and hoping to get it fixed this week.
Go plant a tree.
Oh, yeah.
And remember, only you can start forest fires.
Only you can start them.
Oh, yeah, I went to the soda parlor, too, so that was cool.